Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your host, the Queen of Ooga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane.
Hi, everybody. I hope you've had a great week. And as always, this is my favorite part of the week to come here with my producer and to talk with you about things Ooga Booga. Okay, so this week I got started at the spa again. It's been fabulous. After lockdown, I missed everybody. I missed having the in-person readings. I really missed reading palms. And I've been at the spa for 2 days, Friday and Saturday. I was sold out for each day, and it was so exciting to see everybody and finally do readings in person. I loved it. And I do have more dates available at the spa near the track. So if you want to see me in person, give the spa a call at 519-272-1293. And now we're going to get on with the emails. And we have had a few and a lot of repeat offenders, but that's all right. I love to hear from you week after week after week. And we're going to start out with Suzanne. And Suzanne says, I have a meeting with a high-level leader at the end of the month and applied for a job in my organization. Good for you, Suzanne. Am I on the brink of a change with my position and moving up the ladder? P.S. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Suzanne. And of course, we'll take a look-see at that. I'm going to grab my old friends, the Medieval Scapini deck. I really like that deck. Highly recommend it. The little white book that comes with this deck was written by the artist, not by Stuart Kaplan, and it tells you why he used the pictures he used. So it's a good read. So anyhow, Suzanne and her interview at the end of the month. Oh, that's so exciting, Suzanne. Okay, so how's that going to go for her? All right. The high priestess tells me I already know the answer to that, and I do. So I do see that in the past you've sold yourself short, and you haven't really sold your skill set well enough, even though you shine at work. All right, so I do get that this is a move up and this is a higher paying job, but I'm going to tell you something. Be smart about the negotiations, girl. I want you to do a little research and find out how much people in the position for which you are applying actually make, because I think they may try and lowball you. So don't be afraid to negotiate for more money. Okay, but it looks good, girl. Congratulations. Go for it, go for it, go for it. And next.
No, go ahead.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, we want to hear your sexy voice, baby. Okay, so our next. Right. I should be glad I didn't hear what you were saying. Selective hearing. Okay, so our next email is from Swaggy Star. And Swaggy Star says, Hi, Queen. This new guy says he wants to give me everything I desire. And I'm not going to lie, I was shocked because he said it unexpectedly. My question is, what does he plan on giving me first, and what else do you see? Thank you, Queen. Ooh, gotta worry about people that promise too much too fast. But I think you know that. Well, let's see, Swaggy Star. Sometimes when we first fall in love, we do want to give the world. But of course, we all know that the best thing that we can get from someone we love is a hug and a kiss. And some time. All right. Yeah, he's promising more than he can deliver, but I think you know it. It's not like he's a rich man, but he wishes he was a millionaire to give you everything your little heart desired. So keep your request small and modest, and you'll both be happy. So what I get, and I know everybody out there is going, oh, those cards all reversed and everything, but that just goes with the fact that he's overstating what he can give you, Swaggy Star. He wants to, but he can't. You know, don't ask for diamonds. Ask for an occasional rose and a smile, and you guys will do just fine, okay? It's just nice that he wants to do for you. Okay, and my next email is from Chris, and Chris says, thanks for the readings that you give everyone every week. Well, you're welcome. It is my pleasure. It is my favorite thing to do every week, to come on and talk to you guys. And Chris wants to know, I did have an interview for some big stuff that will be taking place in my life, and I can't talk about it. Ooh. This week to come, I have another interview for the big news in my life. Okay, Chris, well, let's see what's going on with the big news in your life. Okay. We all like secrets. They're just delicious. Okay, so Chris's top secret interviews. How are they going to go? All right. So, I worry about the woman here. I really do, because you've in this interview process, there's one woman that's not working in your favor. Okay? So, my southern mom used to say, keep your words short and sweet, soft and sweet. So keep your words soft and sweet with her. Know that at this point in time, she's starting to warm up to you a little bit, because I'm getting healing here. I'm getting a dropping of negative feelings. So some of the barriers have come down for you, and that's a good thing. This right here, the Seven of Coins, it talks about money. And this one, with the Seven of Coins, is kind of waiting for money. So you might get offered the position, but they're going to say, well, here, we'll give you this position and maybe a little extra up front, but you're not going to get more until maybe 6 weeks or 6 months up the road. It feels like they're going to make you wait. But overall, even though it's not cast in stone, I think that if you can be on your best behavior for the next 4 weeks, you should do all right. Okay, so thank you very much for asking. Thank you very much for writing the email. Thank you, everyone who has emailed me this week. I hope that you all will send an email to thequeenofoogaboga@gmail.com. and send your questions in, and you will be read on the first segment of the show. And the deadline is 7 o'clock on Sunday. Okay, so my next email is from Magical Princess, and of course I love to hear from other royalty. Respect, Your Majesty. And the Magic Princess says, hi, Miss Sally. And royalty can call each other royalty. Royalty can call each other by their first name. Okay, 2 weeks ago, I asked about pregnancy, and you said yes, I would be getting pregnant this year. So today, I want to know, what month you see me finding out, and how many babies this pregnancy. Thank you so much in advance for your time and energy. Okay, Magical Princess. So, Magical Princess, and she wants to know a little bit more about the pregnancy. Now that the cards have already talked to you about it, I would imagine that I'm not going to get too much information, but we'll see. Okay, the Magical Princess, and more about the pregnancy this year. A little bit more information. I always worry about building information on information, but I feel all right about this one. Okay, so. Okay, so I'm not sure about this timing card because I do get an 8. So that could say August, but I just get more of a fallish feel around this. I do see 1. I see it being a boy. Right there. Page of Wands. Big chunky boy. Tall guy. Long legs. Okay. So see him here. See him here. See you with a bun in the oven in an 8. I'm not sure whether that's the 8th month or whether that's in 8 weeks.
Or 8 babies.
Oh, no.
Octomom.
Oh, no. Wicked Fairy has written me, and she says, "Hi, Mrs. Sally. I'm wondering if me and my boyfriend are mirroring each other's energy because I'll be having emotions that I recognize that aren't mine sometimes, and any advice to calm down the energy. Thank you in advance." All right. Okay, I don't even need the cards for that because I think that's awesome. It tells me that you guys are getting connected. Okay. And it does mean that sometimes you pick up on it when he's anxious or he picks up on it when you're anxious. One thing you can do to kind of calm down the energies and sort of put a little bit of a barrier against any possible negativity, and this works, I suggest this for everybody. I really do, especially if you're a little anxious in public spots. It just protects you. Get rosemary oil. And a bottle of rosemary oil will cost you under $15, okay? Let's just put it that way. It is an essential oil, so with essential oils, you always want to make sure that you keep the lid on because they will evaporate. But you take that rosemary oil and you just put the tiniest little bit right on the back of your neck. And the nape of your neck, the back side of your throat chakra, is your most vulnerable spot. And that's where you're going to pick up most of your negative emotions. And so by putting rosemary there, you're kind of putting a white light over it, and those negative emotions should be filtered out. So that would be my suggestion. Also, you might want to try smudging. And I think pretty much everybody knows about smudging. It's usually get a bundle of sage or maybe lavender or cedar wound up, and you carry it around. You light it and you get it smoking, and you carry it around your house in a clockwise fashion. And then you want to make sure that you have a dish with either salt or baking soda in it, so that after you're done walking around your house, you can snuff it out in baking soda or salt, because sometimes it'll keep smoldering. So you want to make sure it's out. And that's if you want to use smudge. There is a Victorian method of protection from negativity that I think you'll all like. And this would use herbs, and whether you're looking at, there's a number of protective herbs. There's lavender, there's sage, cedar, of course, but that wouldn't be an herb you find in your kitchen. You would find lavender, maybe. You would find sage. You would find rosemary. You would find basil, and you would find bay leaf. And you could take one of those 5 and put them in boiling water and make kind of steep them a while, make almost a tea out of it. Let it cool down, and then dip a tea towel in it, a hand towel, a dish towel, and then wring it out really, really, really good. And then spin it as you walk around, because as you spin it, this is why you want to wring it out really good, because you just want it to put out a fine mist. You don't want it to slap water all over the walls. But again, you walk around spinning your towel and just spraying that around, or you could put it in a spray bottle and just spray around your house in a clockwise fashion, and all of those should put a shell of protection around you from negativity. And I hope that advice has helped you. I think it's so awesome that you and your boyfriend are connecting like that. Remember that honesty and joy are very important aspects of a relationship, and I hope that you guys bring both of those. Congratulations. Thank you for for writing and write again. Our next querent is Amanda. And Amanda says, "Hi, Sally and Oliver." Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
Hope you're both having a good week so far. Can I please get a reading for the rest of July? Well, of course you can. Okay, for the rest of July for Amanda. That's a good thing to look at. We're 1/3 of the way through the month. Survived a third of July. Let's see how the other 2/3 are going. Okay. Nice. This card says, "You are here." Okay, so you have the swords on either side of you, but the swords are kind of falling away. So that tells me that through the end of from now through the end of the month, you're going to be kind of setting boundaries and resolving little personal issues. You know, things that are going to make you happier and make it easier for you to move ahead. So I'm glad to see that you're focusing on resolving issues for the rest of July. But overall, you are in a good path. You've put a lot of the bad behind you, and I know that you've worked hard to get to exactly where you're at right now. You don't see it right now, but there is some training. There is some extra training here. And also, before the end of July, or close to the end of July, you are going to get, a romantic relationship around you is going to take another step forward. I see a romantic relationship kind of gelling. Okay. July looks like a good month for you, and hopefully August will be even better. Make sure you write a letter and ask. Okay, so our next, take a breath here. Our next emailer is Patricia. And Patricia says, "Hi, Sally. I wanted to get an updated reading on the energies of me relocating to Vancouver. Will I end up staying in Ottawa for the rest of this year, or are the energies moving me to Vancouver? Not sure what's in my best interest." Okay, Patricia, whoa. So the cards really have a good opinion about this. And so these are the cards that fell out. And it's usually more than I do for a single reading, but they are what fell out. And it looks like, if I was to put this in order...
You're going the wrong way with the cards.
Oh, am I?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll put them up here because it kind of tells a story. So...
An upside down story.
An upside down story indeed. Okay, so what I see is that you're trying to put some negative feelings behind you. That's with the ace of the Knight of Swords. But the thing about the Knight of Swords is he doesn't always see where he's going, and you don't see where you're going. You're just trying to recover, and you're just trying to move beyond how ignorant some people can be. I think that you've had some bad experiences that you need to put behind you. But if I was to look here, I do see a cast of characters in front of you. So I do think that you are when I look at this, I really see it as offers. And this is, you've put it out to the universe that you wanted to be in Vancouver. The universe says right here, with these three kings, and they become stronger, more powerful. You know, you've got Knight, King, and the Emperor. And even though they're all upside down, as I put my hands over them, they look like potential job offers. People who will offer you employment. There's that potential of being an entrepreneur, and that's there for you. There's a potential of working for this one right here. the King of Coins, the money counter. And that would probably be in accounting. So this is running your own business, getting a job in finances, or this right here talks more about going into management. So it's whether you want to count the coins or whether you want to supervise the people counting the coins, kind of thing. And so you've got a number of opportunities, but because they're upside down, because it's up to you to seek them and follow through. And you can't just wait for something to come to you. This is saying figure out what you want to be and pursue it. Don't quit looking for signs. Quit waiting. You know what you want, go for it. 1000%. Be honest with yourself, be honest with the universe. Apply for jobs. If you want to move out to Vancouver, it's very, very, very favorably aspect. And this card right here, the Eight of Wands, talks about action, talks about movement. It is time for you to start finding your opportunities and seeking them and going after them aggressively, because you can get a move on and make the changes that you want to make by August, which means that you don't have much time in July to do some planning. But the universe, the cards just keep bouncing it back into your lap, saying do. So do. It'd really be nice if the next time around you were asking me about how interviews are going to go. Okay, so thank you for writing in, Patricia. Thank you to everyone who's written in.
Was that the last one?
No, I have one more page. I just want to make sure that I
shuffle the cards.
Yes. I don't want to rifle them because that makes a lot of noise.
Oh, go for it. Rifle them.
Okay, so let's see who's next.
Ba-ba-bum.
Oh, and this is the last page. I think there's only one on this page. Last but not least. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Almond milk candy. Love that name. And I love almond milk candy too. And it says, "Hi, Queen. Thank you for always being kind and answering my questions." Well, you're welcome. And thank you for calling me kind. I've got kind call worse. Today, my question is, will my father be judgmental of my boyfriend when they meet for the first time? They haven't yet, and I just want to see what you get. That is a good question. And you threw it out there, so that says it's a possibility. And if you're worried about it, make sure you have a plan B as to what you're going to do about it if that happens. Because that's really important in a relationship. Because, if your father is judgmental towards your boyfriend, and this is somebody that you want to spend a lot of time with, that's a time when you have to stand up for your boyfriend. Because we know being judgmental of people isn't appropriate. But let's see what will happen, okay? What happens? And the delicious ones, boyfriend and father. Okay. Sorry for closing my eyes, folks. That's just what I do. Okay, so the King of Wands would definitely be your father, sitting at the table, being the head of the household. There is a lot of worry. I can see that in the Six of Cups. You're worried about it digressing into childishness, which judgmentalism is a form of childishness. Okay, so you have the Knight of Coins, but it's the Knight of Coins reversed. So that's your boyfriend. And I have to say that I think you may be right. And I think you need to be very aware of it, because your father it's a male thing. It's almost like this guy comes in and he's trying to establish his territory as being alpha dog. I don't know why guys are like this, but they are. I see your boyfriend as feeling a little put down. And it might be he feels put down about his income or something like that. And again, I go back to my original advice. Have a plan B in your head, but know that it's really important for your relationship going forward that you make it clear to your father whose side you're on. You know, your dad loves you and he might get miffed, but he'll forgive you. If you don't defend your boyfriend, then you're putting a new tender relationship on a very bad footing, because then he's going to worry about trust, loyalty, and respect issues with you. Okay, so that's my advice. Don't confuse the issue, but make sure that everything goes all right like that.
Wonderful. You slide your chair a bit.
Which way? Oh, up. Yes.
Welcome, everybody. Marianne is here. Sonia. Hi. Hi, Marcy, Tanya, Grace, Penny Lane. Hello.
It's nice to
Haunting
see
Live.
all
The
of
Haunting
you.
Live crew is here. Sweet baby girl. And you know what? I'm going to start one with a comment here from me to you. Last week, he was asking about a medical test, the colonoscopy.
Yes.
And everything came back clear. Non-cancerous. Everything's A-okay.
Oh,
So we're really
wonderful.
super happy to hear that for
Absolutely
you.
wonderful.
Fantastic
Yes.
news.
Love to have good news.
That's right. So let's get started here. Sonia, what do I need to know about my life right now?
Good question. And I've got the Lienerman out, and I've gotten comments about the Lienerman that everybody kind of likes these cards, and I really like them too. You know, Lienerman is a system of symbols. Sometimes the Lienerman is a system of symbology, and it's usually like 36 or 39 cards, something like this. But Ryan Edwards made a Lienerman deck that has full 52. So each and every card in the deck is associated with a symbol in the Lienerman. And they are just very expressive and really cool. And one of the things you need to know, Sonia, get back to Sonia, the Tower came out, and anybody who reads the tarot just went, oh, the Tower. But in the Lienerman, the Tower is more about institutions and, you know, following the law and institutions. So this tells me that you're going to be dealing probably with governmental things, government forms. This basically paperwork. So you're going to have a bit of that in your future. So you might want to make sure that you get your strongest readers with you. You know, all that fine print that you have to go through. Okay, let's see what they also have to say. Aw. So I really will throw a few cards for you, but they just keep leaping out of the deck.
Can you pull them sounds or sort of frame?
Sure,
Maybe
sure.
not that far, but okay.
Oh, okay. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one tells me that, you know, it's summer, and this talks about a young one. I think you've got a little one. It just feels like there's a younger family member who's making you real proud, and I think that's just a child. But I get a real good feeling about it, and it just reads really true that you got the little kid here running around doing little kid things, and there's mom so very proud of him. Okay, so what else does Sonia need to know? Do a little bit of a cut there, and we'll put out 3 more cards. And the Lienerman is always read right side up. Okay, so you have luck and love around you. Yeah, you've got the ring, you've got the, you know, like the 2 little birds canoodling, so that talks about partnerships and what have you. You know, it's one of those things that says, yeah, not that money's bad, but the love is better than the money, which is okay. Who doesn't love love? And crane, of course, crane is an Oriental symbol of good luck and good fortune. got a lot of birds around you, so it tells me that things are going to move forward well for you. They seem to have a wing under them, so you're coming into a more charmed period of your life. Just make sure that you always read the fine print. Okay.
Next, we have Mary Ann.
Hi, Miriam.
She is the first to be on chat nearly every week. This week, second. No, wait a minute. She didn't get here first. She wants a general reading.
And it is my pleasure to give you a
Look at
general
them
reading.
cards
Yes.
just flying all over the place.
Yes, well, it starts
Calm
out.
down.
Oh, sorry about that. We want to see them. And first you get the agreement. So there is an agreement coming. There is the word pact comes through my head. So that tells me that this is more of a career associated thing, that you are going to find a new partnership, a new ally in the area of work and career. And it seems to be a win-win situation. You know, because you give him, it's like on one side he gets perspective, and on the other side you get material gain. So awesome. So looks like career goes all right. There is a warning about obstacles coming up too, and that's over July. So you might have to be a little bit more clever about how you approach things in July, because I get a feeling that they aren't just straightforward. And as I'm looking at that phrase, you can't see the forest for the trees, and so find a nice way to cut through the crap. Okay, so we'll throw 3 more cards for you, starting with this one. Okay, so here, this is interesting, because you've got this man right here, and this particular card. Sometimes, the King of Swords can sometimes be a little confused, a little distracted, a little forgetful. So I'm seeing a man in your life who has been distracted for a while. But when I look at this ring, it tells me that the man in your life regains his focus. And so if he's been a little lackadaisical, maybe just doesn't seem to be pulling his weight in the relationship, look for him to step up to the plate a little bit more, because I'm seeing a man who hasn't been behaving so well in the past behaving well now. And you've got the bear, and the bear just talks about the bear goes with this one, and it talks about this general these obstacles are around you, and it really feels career. It tells me that this is why you need somebody on your side. You need an ally, and it can be a win-win situation, but you need somebody to help you cut through the crap here, and he's there for you. Okay, so thank you for asking, Miriam, and we'll see you again next week.
Next, we have Sonia, who wants to know what's going on in her life right now.
All right, Sonia.
She's on vacation, so she's just curious what's going on in the real life. I'm making that part up.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to move on to a different tarot deck after this, but Sonia and what's going on in Sonia's life. Okay. Sonia, lovely Sonia. Okay, Sonia, basically it does feel like you've got people around you who are helpers, but I also get this idea that you have to be careful who you trust. There are people who will help you out, and these people are people who have helped you to achieve before. But there's also this warning to be careful about the facts. So if somebody offers you help now who hasn't offered you help in the past, don't trust them. Definitely don't trust them because you have a bit of a snake around you. So, yeah, you do have helpers, but you just have to be exceptionally discerning. And you can judge people's future behavior by their past behavior. So, again, if somebody has helped you in the past, you can trust them to help you now. But if somebody comes up and offers help who has never offered help before, don't trust them. Okay, so who's next?
Who is next? Amy Mia.
Hi.
Hello, Amy Mia. She would like a general reading.
Okay, and I did say I was going to reach for a different deck, so we'll pull out the Pamela Coleman Smith deck. And the Pamela Coleman Smith deck has 4 bonus cards, which I make use of. Whoops. Okay, so Amy seems to have some changes coming up in her life. Okay. Okay, Amy, what the cards are telling me is that you're coming out of a period where you've been worried a lot about the past. You've been worried a lot about whether you've made good decisions. And, sometimes we regret the decisions we've made in the past. And then we chew on them. And it keeps us from focusing in on the future. Okay, so you've got to let things go right now. This card right here is telling me you're worrying entirely too much about stuff. You don't have to do that. When I look at what's ahead for the next 4 weeks, you're going through a healing period. So it's going to be easier for you to let go of these things. So whatever the universe wants to take out of your life, trust the universe because you are coming in to a healing portion of your life. And I'm just going to cut up one more card to see where it gets you, say, a month up the road. Because they're just telling me for like the next 4 weeks. Clarity. The Knight of Swords, he's reversed, but that tells me that the visor falls away from his eyes. And the chip falls off of his shoulder. And he sees things more clearly. So if you can give yourself a little bit more time before you make any really important decisions, just so you can kind of let go of the past a little bit better, you're well advised to do so. And they are giving me a period of time, 4 weeks.
Well, there you are, Amy Mia. Next, we have Tanya Stevens, who would like a reading for the week.
Tanya, it's lovely to see you. You're looking awesome as ever. And I hope I get to see you at the Ghosts of Queens event in October, which for everybody, the Ghosts of Queens event is taking place October 29th and the 30th. You can buy tickets on the Haunting Live podcast website. And that would be $140 for the weekend. And that includes a lovely dinner on Friday night with speakers afterwards. There will be the Haunting Live gang talking about their experiences as paranormal investigators and showing you some of the tools. There'll be yours truly talking about the Ghosts of the Queens. I'll be telling you some of the ghost stories. And also we will have a very special speaker, Marianne Kennedy, and I'm looking so forward to seeing her. She hosts the Ghosts of Dufferin County and beyond. And she will also be teaching a workshop the following day. And there will be 3 workshops on Saturday that will take up the entire day. It will be Marianne Kennedy's workshop on mediumship. I will be teaching a workshop on reading playing cards. And Chris from Haunting Live podcast will be teaching a workshop on getting in touch with your angels. So it'll be a very educational Saturday. and it will wind it all up with a tour of some of the more haunted rooms of the hotel. And we'll get to use all the fun tools from the Haunting Live podcast, guys. And finally, we will have a séance chaired by yours truly and monitored by my producer.
I'm there to take names, and what was the other thing?
Yes. Yeah, that way and if it becomes too stressful for anybody, we can he'll help you out. And that would be the Ghosts of the Queens event. And like I said, October 29th and 30th. And I forgot to mention the pajama party.
That's okay. I didn't know about it.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. And
Bring your pajamas. There'll be a party.
All right. And Tanya, let's see how the week's going to go for you. Well, it's funny I talk about bonus cards and you got 2 of the bonus cards. So, dead center, you've got the Lovers, but it's the Lovers turned upside down. So I'm worried about things being out of balance in a relationship. And I really feel like you shouldn't be the one to carry everything in a relationship. A relationship is two-sided. So I really feel like you have to make sure, put your foot down and insist that it is balanced. Just demand that. You deserve it. And positively aspected, you have a card I call Tribute, but it's reversed. And tribute is about, it's kind of like paying your dues. It's like before you go on to something better, you've got to stop and say thank you to those who've gone before you and yada, yada, yada. And because it's reversed, it tells me that you can basically, to quote the Monopoly board, you can just, you can go around go, basically. You can bypass the paying your dues. You can bypass a few of the normal things that you have to do to get to point A to point B, and you can take a shortcut. So this is a good time for, you will spot a shortcut this week, take it. And this one right here, this is actually a Shakespearean scene, and it's anyhow, this one is called Misdirection. And it's negatively aspected. And it makes me worry that you have to parse the things that people say to you this week with a grain of salt. Because sometimes friends will say things in a manipulative fashion. Sometimes they'll be half-truths. And it's meant to help you out. But it also deceives you. So be very suspicious of the convenient information you get from friends and acquaintances. And look every gift horse in the mouth this week. Okay, so it could be a good week for you, Sonia. I think you need to put on your Xena the Warrior Princess costume.
Okay, let's see. Who is next? Grace.
Hi, Grace.
Grace wants to know about changes, but only positive ones. So if there's no positive, just ignore all the negative cards.
Grace, I don't do that. But I'm going to see what's ahead for Grace. And I sure hope it's positive. We'll try and look at what's positive, okay? Aw, Grace. The first card you get is Strength. And it says, Grace, you're a beautiful woman. Be confident. This is a good time for you to, if you want your life, if you want things to turn out positively for you, be like this woman. She goes right up to a wild lion, but she has so much confidence that she can put her hand right in his mouth because she knows that it'll work out. Sometimes Confidence will let you do stunning things. So let's see what else is going on in your life. Okay, it does say that over the past 6 weeks, you've had a few setbacks, and maybe you felt like those around you haven't been supporting you as much as they could. And that's maybe why you feel a little shell-shocked today, like, I need some good news. It's tough when the people who should back you up just aren't. And it makes you feel a little lonely and makes you feel angry too. Positively aspected. You have the Hanged Man, but it's the Hanged Man reverse. And the Hanged Man is about sacrifices. And when he's reversed like this, it tells me that you don't have to sacrifice. Okay, sometimes people say, well, you have to pay your dues and you have to give up this to get that. What this is telling me is that have confidence, have faith in yourself. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. But this right here tells me that you give too much. So the next time somebody asks you for something, instead of saying yes, ask why.
Okay, there you go, Grace. Nothing but good stuff. Christina, hello.
Hi, Christina. It's so nice to see you. What would you like to know?
And Christina was wondering whether there's any messages from her grandfather whose departing was a year ago.
That tells me that maybe you have after about a year, it usually takes a spirit about a year to make the process, and then they come back in dreams and what have you. Sometimes it takes a while. Let's see if there's a message from Christine's grandfather. And what I have right here is a playing card oracle, sort of playing cards plus. Okay, so wow. So the very first one we get is a field of stone. And when I see the field of stone, it makes me think of a graveyard. And he seems to be unhappy there. So, I think you need to visit his graveyard a little bit more. Okay, so he does say that he's with somebody. So I'm just assuming it's your grandmother. So he shows up the King of Spades. She shows up as the Queen of Spades. And I think that maybe there was a tenseness around their relationship toward the end there. Old couples get that way sometimes, but it feels like he's talking about a relationship that at the end there was a lot of tension, but he's kind of talking in a before and after sense. Before he died it was tense, and after he died they found their peace. So he has found some peace in the afterlife, but he definitely wants. He's definitely feeling isolated in the field of stone. So that means you need to go visit him a little bit more. But I think he's telling me right here, don't worry about him. He's found, he's found his wife. He's found company on the other side. So he's not alone.
Here we are. Wondering whether Penny Lane will ever own a car.
But cars burn fossil fuels and pollute the air.
And empty your bank account.
Yeah, they seem to know when you have 10 cents in your banking account because I'll have a dollar repair, right? Oh, look at that.
4 hearts, like 4 wheels.
And the west wind. And the west wind is about emotions and water and the stuff of the heart. And it looks like you've got, over the next 4 weeks, you've got love blowing in.
In love with her car.
In love with her car. That's right. That's right.
And he'll be red.
You might be right there. I'm going to have him come over here, okay? Penny Lane's car. What do the cards have to say about it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Be a red one. It is. Oh, gee. Okay. The west wind, the south wind. Okay, you're getting a 4, so you will find the right car within 4 weeks. And you will be buying it from a man that you actually find, whoever you buy it from, it will be somebody who strikes you as a good person, as a likable person. So it's going to be a good experience. So I'm getting a 2 here, and that seems to be the only difficult part. Oh, not 2, but 3. And I think that this is the amount of money you'll need. You might have to get $3,000 to get the car you want. But it's there.
That middle one, does that kind of look like a, what do we call that, triseca? No. The 3 circle in the pagan world.
Oh, the triquetra.
Triquetra.
Yes.
Looks a little like
Yeah,
that.
the clubs do look like a lot like the triquetra.
Isn't that something similar to an altar on the bottom of it?
Here?
Yeah. Could that be an altar?
It's guy's head.
Oh, I can't see from here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a guy's head.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And the third eye.
Too.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm getting the number 3. Wands can sometimes talk about money or finances. And I just get you gotta raise enough money for it. But that's the only thing. Everything else is like boom, boom. It's going to be easy to find the right car.
Okay, Penny Lane's gonna have a bake sale.
And she's not going to let you eat in her car either.
Ants. Bring ants. Sweet baby girl is back and she wants to know whether her boyfriend is going to marry her this year. Or sorry, what is going to ask her to marry him this year.
Oh my goodness. Does the guy get to have any surprises on you, sweet baby girl? Okay. So
I don't know why you're waiting. Just ask him.
no, you don't want to do that. Guys get worried about that. Don't do it, sweet baby girl. It's crap.
If your guy gets weird about that, maybe he ain't your guy.
That's true. Yeah, I was the one that, well, never mind.
Okay. Back to sweet baby girl and her boyfriend.
Okay. Well, metamorphosis. So you want it. Okay, first off, the trick is do not discuss marriage. Nothing about marriage. Not good or bad. Talk about anything else. Talk about life. Talk about career. Talk about a trip to Europe. Talk about visiting out west. Talk about puppies and kittens. Talk about anything but marriage. Because that puts him on the defensive. So he's used to being bugged about marriage, but be clever. So This is what tells me that you need to transform your approach a little bit. And this one right here is I just see like with the snake and the way the snake's all tight around him and the sword in front of him, that as soon as the topic of marriage comes up, he just tightens up. But if you're discussing everything else and kind of getting on with your life, no pressure on him, you're glad to have him around, you let him hang around as long as he'll let you. You be cool, and by October, he will be asking you to marry him. So there you go, right there. But make sure you transform how you look now and not a word about marriage.
Okay. Mum's the word.
Well, then he doesn't know whether it's something you'll say yes or no to.
Oh, so
if you never discuss it, like it never crosses your mind, he's not going to know whether you'll marry him or not. And it's better because he's more likely to ask you.
Oh, this is some of those weird women's games that men just don't understand. Janice wants a general reading. Nope, sorry. Message from her guides.
Message from Janice's guides. And I am using, this is a playing card oracle because obviously it's like fancy playing cards. I love the playing cards. I have a deck of playing cards that I read at the spa, and they aren't my playing cards. They belong to the late, great Bruce Meyer. And Bruce Meyer and I, we worked together a lot at psychic fairs. He was on my radio show. He's very blunt and to the point. He's a different kind of psychic than I ever was. But his cards, which he loved very dearly and used regularly, after he passed, they went through a series of friends and relatives, and they ended up in my possession. And I've used them ever since. They are very much have Bruce's energies on them, and it's always been a treat to use them. It's kind of like getting a second opinion in a reading, and that kind of got me hooked on reading playing cards. So I'm really looking forward to teaching the workshop on playing cards. Anyhow, so we were looking at spirit guide messages.
This is for Janice, yes.
For lovely Janice.
I just found out that I qualify as friends and families. You got those cards for me, and Bruce gave them to me directly.
And you are both, my dear. I wasn't sure how you got them, so I've always had
Ad lib.
Ad lib. Okay, so. Okay, when I look at this, and they're almost calling you, hey, little squirrel, right? Your guides are reminding you that everything negative that has happened to you in your life is for a reason and leading you to a positive result. So they're just saying, don't be bitter about anything bad that's happened to you. Trust the process and trust that it's for the better. It's sometimes you have to rip off the Band-Aid, and sometimes bad things have to happen in order to clear the way for good things to happen. And it's kind of like your guides are being very comforting to you. Now, and we just saw this card, had a long discussion about it, but this time the part of the card that really draws my eye is that third eye right here. And you are asking about messages from your guides, and your guides are saying they really do like to talk to you and like to communicate with you, and they're telling you to be mindful of the messages that are around you. So if like say you see a lot of hawks, well, did you know that hawks are messages? And so it's a good thing, like when you see a lot of hawks, you seem to see an extraordinary amount of hawks, it means that a message is coming your way. So forth and so on. You see a lot of skunks, it tells you to watch your reputation. Your guides are also saying that you have somebody who's passed, And this seems like an older male, so we're looking at grandpa, great grandpa, but this is somebody who has European roots and kind of a very strong, stubborn individual. And this person watches over you too, along with your guides. So it's not just your guides that watch over you. You have an ancestor that watches over you too. And I love the idea that your third eye is starting to open a little bit. So you're going to be more aware of the messages that are coming your way going forward.
Well, here you are, Janice. All sorts of messages.
Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember to tune in every week at 9 o'clock Sundays for Psychic Sundays Live with your Queen of Ooga Booga. You can also visit our YouTube channel, the Queen of Ooga Booga. I have a number of videos uploaded. There's videos about politicians, celebrities, of course, but there's also instructional videos on things like how to read the tarot and even how to read pennies. I also have one video on how to make a water pie. Just for a fun little thing, I put on the vintage apron and did some cooking. And also, there is the July horoscope tarot readings.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The first one we did of those, the horoscope.
Yeah,
for the
and
month of
remember to leave a
July.
comment on that because I'm thinking about doing that every month.
Yeah, perfect. Next, we have Jim,
Hi, Jim.
whose family is leaving the city and moving to a small town near Goderich, so like Bayfield.
Oh, my.
Maybe. Anyhow, Jim is wondering how the move is going to go, and he's also looking at a career change that week.
Okay, so I can tell you from experience, it's a real cultural shock to move from a city to a small town. And I think the biggest thing is the idea of if you're in a city, if you run out of milk in the middle of the night, you can go down to a 24-hour store. And that's not the case in a smaller town. You kind of have to plan in advance and make sure you got enough of everything for the week.
Well, come on, there's a mall wart 20 minutes away.
Don't go to Walmart.
I didn't say Walmart, I said Mallwart.
Oh. Okay, so these came flying out. And you have the Five of Hearts, and it says Fata Morgana. But it's almost feels like it's a transition for you. She's in the river, and she can see her reflection and everything. This is, which I know means something to you, but it's a transition. It's a way of you're going to look at yourself a little bit different. I like the changes that you're making in your life will be good for you and will make you see yourself in a much better, more positive light. And even when I look here, it says that as you move forward, you are putting a lot of sorrow behind you. And it's a good place to leave it. So I think it's not just a good time for a change, a geographical change, but the career change does seem to be good for you right now. Give it a few more shakes just for one more. Yeah. Do it. It's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here
This has been kind of a hard road for him to, going forward as far as the transition. There's kind of a reason they're shutting the door behind them.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they'll be out by the lake with that ocean view.
Beautiful view.
I say ocean because we're talking about Lake Huron, which is one of the Great Lakes, and
you don't see the buildings on the horizon.
It's horizons. That's all there is. Apparently, one of the best lakes to see a sunset on.
Amazing.
We live an hour away, and I haven't got a clue. Next, we have Queen of Swords.
Well, hello, Queen of Swords.
Will I hear from RS in 2 weeks?
Okay. I'm coming back to my old friends here. Actually, do you think I should pull out the runes?
I thought you didn't have them.
I have the old ones.
You just flipped a coin?
Sure. What was the question?
The yes no question.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Will I hear from RS in 2 weeks?
Oh, we're being pretty specific. Well, that doesn't seem too good. I think your answer is no. But I'm curious as to what happened, because with this, it seems like almost like he's punishing you.
What are you looking there as you're moving the card out of frame?
Oh, sorry. As I'm looking, the thing that's pulling my eye is this little guy right here that's kind of got his hands over his ears and la la la, I don't hear you kind of thing. So let's look a little bit closer at this, just because I'm nosy. Mm-hmm. She did say within 2 weeks.
Yes.
I think it's not going to be until August. So it's going to be a little over 2 weeks. And it really feels like he's pouting. I don't know what his issue is, but he's pouting. You know, when I turned up this card, it just feels like he might be being a baby about something materialistic. But you'll hear from him in August.
Okay. Next we have Tabitha Joe, who would like a general love reading for the week.
Ooh.
Yes. Will she meet Mr. Right? Or Mr. Right tonight?
That's one.
It's past 10 o'clock. I'm good.
It is. Well, Tabitha Joe. And I'll give you a little bit of advice about little ooga booga stuff to do. You know, if you want to attract love, and this is a good time to do it, during the waxing phase of the moon, so that's when the moon's getting larger, from the new moon to the full moon, every night, get a small pink candle and put a rose quartz next to it and just burn it. Just to attract love, but not just love, but the love that you need. The love that you need and deserve. So that's better than just, you know, so sometimes we get love in our life and it's definitely somebody that we don't need. You know what I mean? So that's important. But you do that and they'll just get the energies going more in your favor. And also, little known secret, wearing a little bit of castor oil. I know I've recommended that before, and it sounds crazy, but it's true. Wearing the tiniest bit of castor oil under your regular perfume makes you more attractive to men. Don't know why, but it works. So, Tabitha Joe and romance. Love, love, love. Love, love, we love love. Love, love, we love love. Okay, so you've got, wow, look at that. 8, 9, 10. You've got all major arcana cards. The ones with the numbers up like that. They're all really powerful cards. And they're telling me that the universe is taking care of this. They're saying, look, just relax. Relax. Focus in on yourself. Focus in on your career. Focus in on anything but love. Saying, we got this. We got this. Have confidence that by the time fall rolls around, October, November, you've got somebody in your life. And this is something strong. This is some a kind of relationship where you feel confident. And it is the Wheel of Fortune, so it's good fortune. And when the Road of Fortuna turns, it tells you that as good fortune comes in, bad fortune falls off. So be patient, focus in on yourself. Know that the universe is sending you somebody better than it's ever sent you before.
Well, there you go, Tabitha Joe. Next, we have Astrid, who's still not sure about Sammy or Khan. Is he lying to her?
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Is he being dishonest?
Boy, when you get that feeling, 99 times out of 100, because your guides will really natter at you and let you know if you're being lied to. Oh, well, that's an interesting card to fall out, and certainly not the one I expected.
Oh, looks like a party.
Well, it's community coming together. It's the actual thing here is the idea of a Jewish wedding, but you got the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, everybody pulling together. So this tells me that this is a good card. The Four of Wands talks about a relationship solidifying up and a community building up around you, because that's it's an important part of a relationship, a long-term relationship, that you have that community building up around you. So actually your relationship is progressing as it should. So that makes me wonder, why do you think he's lying to you? Okay. I can see why you think he's lying to you. You've got somebody planting poison seeds in you. You've got somebody who's being negative and pouring toxicity on this. When I look at this particular card, this Queen card right here, and it's usually a good card, but the only thing that really draws my eyes is the fact that it looks like she has a forked tongue. And they say a forked tongue is, a liar has a forked tongue. And you also have the Ten of Swords here, and that you have the two women, and they're just pouring so much negativity. You got a poor fly in the center here just feeling really trapped by all this negativity. And it's over the top. And whoever is making you doubt him, whoever's saying negative things around you about him, you sort of have to put that person at a distance. Whoever's getting you upset and putting you in a negative spot, it's not good for you, because you guys are working on something important here. I don't think he's lying to you. I think somebody else is lying to you. And that's why your bullshit detector is being set off. This card, even though it's reversed, it falls on the positive side. And it says that even though it's not cast in stone, it's not cast in stone. You right now are on the path to a deep-rooted relationship that will stand the test of time. So you and Samir are working on something serious here. And you've got to get rid of the negative Nellies. And you've got to get rid of whoever's whispering in your ear with a forked tongue.
Well, there you go, Astrid. It's nice to see you again this week.
It's wonderful to see you
It's nice
and
to
all
see
of our
everybody.
friends.
Yes. And there's some new people here as well.
Oh, that's so great.
And,
welcome to everybody. Remember to like, subscribe, and tell all your friends.
Oh, yeah. And share those videos. The more people watch them, the more people are going to watch them.
Share. And anybody who would like to see me in person, remember, call the spa near the tracks here in Stratford at 519-272-1293. And we will have that number at the end of the show. Also, anybody who wants their questions read right at the beginning of the show, remember to send me an email to the Queen of Ooga Booga at gmail.com. You've got all this week to send it to me. The deadline for the show is 7 p.m. on Sunday. I print them off, and then we read them right here on the show. And if you send me an email, it will be read right here on the show.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! So who's next?
I got lost.
Oh, no.
Here we go. 10-9. Any messages from her guides?
Oh,
Or a general reading? A general reading from her guides.
okay. That's 10-9?
10-9, yeah.
Like the numbers.
Yes, like the numbers, 10-9. You might want to duck 10-9. Some of your guides here are slapping you.
Oh. So, let's see. We'll go to, ooh, that's nice.
That's the King of Cups?
That is the King of Cups. But this talks about this. Your guys are saying that you've got somebody around you, and I think this is probably a romantic relationship. But this is somebody who's thinking about family, home and family around you, which is very nice. So you've got a home-loving man around you. Oh, look at that. Wow. 10-9. First off, they tell me that you're the magician. And this is a good time if you want to dabble in anything. This is a good time to dabble. This is a good time to test your limits because luck is on your side. And August is an exceptionally active month for you, but you are going to get a chance to get away for a weekend. Make sure you do it because you're going to be busy enough that you could use a weekend's worth of rest. But know that you are loved.
Ta-da! Meme to you. I'd like a temporary... Let's try that one again.
I mean, to you, it's nice to see you.
I would like a temporary remote job. What do the cards say? And should I apply at my old temp agency?
Oh.
If you're happy with your old temp agency, I think you should just go with that instead of trying to find something else.
Yeah. And the card that fell out, which is one that's specifically about work and specifically working your way up the ladder. And I get this feeling that this is a good thing for you to do, but also do it with the intent of finding something a little bit more permanent. Because that's the idea of going to a temp agency is to, test drive a variety of jobs. Sometimes it's nice to do gig work and what have you, but this feels like that go for the opportunity because it leads you into a position where you can focus in on a full-time job, something a little bit higher up the ladder. But it looks good to me, looks good to the cards. I am going to, of course, do my usual 3-card spread. Oh yeah, it says get moving. The 6 of Swords is about moving beyond, where you are, and it does talk about a physical move. It does say that you have in the past and in the not too distant past hit a lot of obstacles, but I think that temp agency is a good way to work your way through some obstacles. Like you look at this guy, his way behind that wall is to leave the horse there and to climb through. So yeah, this is time for you to be a little clever, think of a different pathway, which a temp agency would do. All this seems so good. Yeah, it is so good. You have probably the only 2 positive swords here that says that yeah, this is a time, even though you have obstacles, move ahead. There is a path to move ahead. And even here, it says even though you felt trapped in the past and maybe you found that maybe something about being in temp agencies hasn't felt like you could move ahead, now you can. So whatever obstacles you feel are in front of you are illusionary. Totally illusionary. So go for it. The Page of Swords is a warning to always be honest. Anything you say that's not quite honest is going to catch up to you. So I think that your opportunity might be with a company that has like high security and stuff, because little white lies will get you turned away by security companies.
Okay. Well, I can tell you folks right now, we're not going to get through all the questions, so I'm sorry if I skip over some of you.
And if your question isn't answered this week, remember, send me an email to the Queen of Ooga Booga at gmail.com, and we'll make sure that it's read next week.
Anyhow, we have a new subscriber here, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. Nice to see
Cheryl
you.
wants to know how Denver feels about her.
And thank you for subscribing. And
I'm guessing Denver is a guy.
you see, I was gonna say Denver's a wonderful city. I'm sure Denver loves you. High altitude, you got to make the cakes a little bit different. Okay, Denver, the fella. Got one more shake there. Okay, death. Death is a card of change, and it's usually a good card. It does say that you have to put some of the old things behind you in order to move forward. And you did ask what he thinks of you. And I think right now he's focused on maybe cutting some ties. Getting rid of some loose ends before he moves forward with you, which is as he should. You've got the Five of Wands reversed, so I think he might have a little bit of a stocky ex-girlfriend that he's trying to get away from. So if he seems a little funny about certain things, that's why. It's not you. Here, I know that's a weird thing to say. You've got the Ten of Wands reversed, positively aspected. So Denver doesn't want to tell you about his crazy ex-girlfriend, but he will get rid of her. So if he seems a little standoffish about a few things, or maybe not answering his phone or something like that, it's because he's trying to get rid of crazy ex-girlfriend. But she is an ex. He's changing to be ready for you. Yeah.
Okay. There you go, memes for you. Meme to you. It's obvious it's getting late. I'm losing my voice. Okay, we've got time for two more. Both are from new subscribers. Butterfly would like a general reading for the rest of the month.
Hi, Butterfly. Thank you for subscribing. Remember to tell your friends.
And after that, we'll have Mystical Magician.
Okay, so Butterfly, who shows up as Queen of Coins, and the Queen of Coins, fortune is smiling upon you, so that things are turning a little bit better for you. Now, was she asking about love or money? General. Good. Because it looks like career and money go well for you. So there is an opportunity coming, whether that's an opportunity for advancement or whether it's a new job. I think it's an opportunity for advancement. You do have the Justice card reversed. So that tells me that this basically, I know that things are going well for you, but the Justice card is warning about wearing yourself thin. So make sure that you get enough sleep. We always need our 8 hours. And if you don't get enough sleep, it is going to knock you out of balance. And this is a good time for you to be knocked out of balance because the universe is sending you opportunity. So it's a good time for you to be on your game 100%. And that is the one way you can improve your life, is making sure you get enough sleep. Sleep's so important.
It is. Mystical Magician would like to know whether he will receive his unemployment benefits soon.
Yeah, I think they just seem to be making you dance for it a bit. But I'm going to throw some cards. Yeah. Yes, I would say that's what's the date today?
July 11th.
Really? You're going to hear something about it in 2 days. Because this is the 13, but it tells me that's the date. And when I look right at the center, it says it, and I think that you kind of know the way it's going to go. So it's kind of like it's not unusual, but you're worried when the decision hasn't been made yet and you haven't seen the check yet. So you know it's going to go through, but because it seems to be taking a little bit and mired in paperwork or whatever, it does have you worried. But by the 13th, it turns around.
Well, here we are, almost at the end of the show. If I didn't get to your question, please send Sally an email. The address is on the screen. And we have a thing that we do to close off the show these days. It is called the Week Ahead in Crystal Cards.
That's right. And so everybody gets to choose a card. I'm going to pull 3 cards from this deck, the Crystal Therapy cards. And each one has a picture of crystals on it. And I will hold up 3, and you will pick one. And whatever one you pick was your message for the week. Your crystal message for the week. So, cut in 3. And we have 1. We have 2. And since that one wants to stick, we have 3. Okay, so. So, you have card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. So, whichever one attracts you, pick it. Pick a number in your mind. You ready? Okay, so if you pick card 1, the crystal you picked is malachite. And malachite is just a wonderful crystal. It's a learning crystal. It's got both creativity and grounding in it, so it's good for writers. It's if you're trying to write even a letter or anything, it's good to keep a malachite by your computer. But it tells me that this is going to be a calmer week for you and a creative week for you. And your thought processes are just going to be a little more on point because you're going to be a little bit more grounded this week. And the word that comes with it is empower. Now, if you pick number 2, so what you got was mandala. And my mandala, it's kind of like a magical layout of the crystals and a magical there's magical energies there, and you have the cross in the middle, so there's spirituality there. There's divine guidance there. But this week is going to have unexpected blessings for you. So this is a good week for you to express gratitude, because of course when we express gratitude, we get even more blessings. And if you pick number 3, you got a stone that I really love, and it's Shiva Lingam. And they're these 2-tone little things that look almost like little footballs. And like it says, it's balancing. But with the 2 colors, this particular one is balanced both in the material and the emotional.
Can you hold that card up?
Oh, yes. So the Shiva Linga, which I really like that, they're river stones, so they have a lot of water energy and flowing of positive emotions. So this should be a good week for you emotionally. If you've picked number 3, you should feel more in balance and more confident. Also, if you're a single out there and you've picked this one, it's a good time to flirt a little bit and try and attract new love to you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And thank you for tuning in every week. Remember to like, subscribe, tell all your friends. Welcome to all of our new subscribers. And thank you for tuning in again for all of our existing subscribers. And we look forward to seeing you next week right here on the Queen of Ooga Booga YouTube channel, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Be good.
Hi, everybody. Sally Diane here with Haunting Live Podcast, and they're going down into the basement of the Queens.
We've been granted access to the basement. This location did have a great fire.